I mean, I definitely feel like going on the road again, actually. The real time to travel is when you're over 50, don't you think so?
A lot has changed in Turkey since the time when Anthea and I first drifted across here in the 60s. Moving east across this vast country, we come to the hot calcium springs of Pamukkale. 30 years ago, this place was magic, a little-known Roman spa of white bathing pools clinging to the hillsides. Now it's one of Turkey's biggest tourist sites, with package tours from all over the world. Just ask Mustafa about the tourists. So is this the famous Mustafa's Motel, huh?
Yes. I think you're English, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
How do you know I'm English?
Because you walk like that.
Like what?
English people walk like that, you know? Excuse me. Right, what's that, please? Thank you. Lovely. Excuse me. Can I get some of that, please? Thank you. Yeah.
And the Germans?
Germans, because of the big belly and potato nose, they come like this. Soy beer. And also French people come, ah bon, qu'est-ce qu'il dit, qu'est-ce qu'il a dit, qu'est-ce qu'il a, bouf, voilà, non. Bouf, voilà, tu ne sais pas.
I can see Western culture has had a great effect on Pamukkale. Yeah, but what about the Turks?
Unfortunately, so many Turkish people, I can say 80%. They might like that, yeah. I know.
I've noticed the policemen do that a lot.
They do sometimes, yeah, it's good.
This is where the going begins to get tough, and where our journey begins to cross the old Silk Road. 700 years ago, in Marco Polo's day, the camel trains from the Middle East and China ran through here. Sultan Hani is where they would have stopped, one of the best preserved of all the caravanserais, a 12th century watering hole and resting place for the traders, a shelter from the scorching heat. The soaring beauty of the domed hallways here must have echoed to the sound of so many languages, to the calls of the traders selling their wares and the snorts and shuffles of their camels. The merchants would have spread out their silks, spices and foods on carpets scattered throughout these courtyards. Just imagine what it was like 700 years ago. Marco Polo was only 17 when he came through this part of Turkey. Could well have spent the night here.
Now it's full of Germans.
Chiara and Stuart are registered Land Rover freaks. They're going to India too, but seem to have spent more time getting ready for the trip than it'll actually take to drive there. How long do you spend preparing for this trip?
Getting on for about a year. Stuart's working very hard over the winter season and really say about 8 months of solid working on the vehicle, buying things, planning, and then it became very concentrated in the last 3 months. I'm much more accustomed to just having my home on my back and knowing where it is and being able to move freely, and I don't feel that we can move so freely with the Land Rover, although we can get to places like this.
Tired already.
1 kilometre to go.
Travellers always like to feel they're the first to find somewhere or do something. It's hard to escape the fact that we're following in the footsteps of so many others, all believing much the same thing. But apparently this was some sort of... This is a temple built just below the flames. And by the time they got here, they were probably so exhausted and in a place to lie down. You know.
Et voilà.
Oh, wow.
The hills above Olympos beach are one of the more remote spots in Turkey, but the flames that burn amongst these rocks have never been properly explained, nor have they been extinguished.
It's absolutely amazing. Oh, why didn't we bring the steaks, Stu?
So these have been burning for more than 1,000 years.
They're pretty hot.
But it was
actually,
like
aren't
a beacon for sailors. They've been guiding travellers for 1,000 years or more. Flickering lights that can be seen way off across the hills and far out to sea. Well, it must be true. Either that or the full moon is making me crazy, because Bernd and Noah have ended up here as well. I just followed the sound of the drums. What is the difference between your life before and your life now? I mean, living in this vehicle.
Yeah, I
this,
think we.
TARDIS. You know.
I think we live really. Yes, we are in the nature. We met a lot of other people, and there are so many differences. I had never the time. I was always working, had ideas, and I had fun in this time. It's not so that I say the old life was completely wrong. Yes, it was good that I had this life. Now I know what I have with a new life. Yeah?
People back home, of course, in Germany would say you are running away. Do you have to leave in order
no,
to
I
find
don't
those
think that
things
I
in
ran.
yourself?
Yeah, I don't think that I was running away, yes. Because, look, I had this old life, yes. And I had it long enough, yes. I was making so many different things, yes, in the life. I mean, many people don't do this until 70, perhaps, what I did in this very short time, yes.
You've been travelling now for 5 years. You've now met somebody and fallen in love and got married. Now there's two of you travelling around the world together.
She's the same crazy.
What about you now? You're only 21. Do you feel as though you're, in a sense, restricted?
It doesn't matter. It was like this. I saw him. And I thought, right, with him I want to live for the rest of my life. So.
Yeah,
And then,
exactly the same. It was really like that.
why,
Crazy.
when I want to spend the rest of my life with him, then why make such a funny relationship like half of this world's population? Oh yes, I see you twice a week and we go out every weekend, this weekend to the cinema and the next weekend to a party. I'll phone you tomorrow and I don't understand. I mean, I want to live with him. I want to spend the rest of my life with him.
I last saw Bernd and Noah at the yard where their ark is being built. The stuff of dreams coming true, plank by plank. The imagination begins to work overtime as you approach the Arab world. Syria's within sight, but you've read it all before. Mad mullahs and gun law in the streets, fanaticism run riot. In the last 3 years, at least 12 travellers have been kidnapped by Kurdish guerrillas further to the east. They call it the road to nowhere. Still, what's life without a few risks?
Feel when I dance with you. We move like the sea.
And we hit the road a little earlier next Sunday at 10 to 7.
All I want to know